Viewers, it's 10 days to go for the first phase of the elections in Bihar. And, well, battleground Bihar is now heating up. But what is really happening? Days after being put on the back foot for ignoring its core vote bank of Muslims in Bihar, by not announcing a deputy chief minister face from the same community, RJD is now in damage control. To appease the 18% plus Muslims in the state, it is now doing what is done best in politics. Well, optics. The party says it will tear the Waqf Act if it comes to power. Now consider this. As far as the NDA is concerned, it's very clear that how they actually allot seats and tickets to the Muslims. Only the JDU has done so. Out of the 101 seats that it is contesting, it has given 4 to Muslims. LJP has given 1. BJP hasn't given any because they've been saying that they don't vote for us, so why should we give it? Now contrast this to the Mahagathbandhan. RJD has given 18 seats, Congress has given 10. So RJD knows that it needs to come back to its original MY factor, and that is the Muslim Yadav factor, which is extremely important. So what are they doing? They are creating or attempting to create a sense of disenfranchisement as far as the Muslims are concerned. The question is, why are you promoting this? Why are you creating the sense that a community is disenfranchised? On one end, the RJD talks about jobs, development, growth, fulfilling aspirations of the people of Bihar, young Biharis who are going out of the state in search of jobs. And on the other end, you are indulging in classic dog whistle politics. If we come to power, we're going to throw away the Waqf Act. Forget the fact that this is actually passed by Union Parliament. It cannot be done so. Everybody knows that. But why is it being done so? Because RJD is trying to do damage control. We're going to talk more on that, but first up, listen in to exactly what is it that Tejasvi Yadav said and the BJP's response to that.
भाजपा वाला अगर सबसे ज्यादा डराता है तो लालू जी से डराता है। चाहे कोई बिल ये लोग लाते हो, आप लोगों से हम कहना चाहते हैं, वक्फ कानून का जो इन लोगों ने बनाया है, हमारी सरकार बनेगी तो उस बिल को हम लोग कूड़ेदान में फेंकने का काम करेंगे। और यही नहीं, इस क्षेत्र पिछड़ा क्षेत्र है, गरीब इलाका है, यहाँ पढ़ाई की व्यवस्था अच्छी नहीं है, दवाई की व्यवस्था, इलाज की व्यवस्था नहीं है, यहाँ कारखाने नहीं है, यहाँ नौकरी नहीं है, और थाना ब्लॉक चले जाए तो बिना घूस दिए कोई काम नहीं होता है। जिस दौर में हमारा देश चल रहा है, जहाँ केवल नफरत की राजनीति हो रही है, टकरार की बातें हो रही है, आपस में लड़ाने की बात हो रही है, तरह तरह के कानून लाए जा रहे हैं, उस दौर में जहां संविधान को खत्म करने का प्रयास किया जा रहा है, लोकतंत्र पर हमला हो रहा है।
देखिए, आरजेडी के लोग जंगल राज वाले हैं, उन्हें मालूम नहीं है कि जो केंद्र की पार्लियामेंट से कानून बना है, जिस पर सुप्रीम कोर्ट की भी मोहर लग गई है, उसको किसी राज्य सरकार की हैसियत नहीं है कि वो उसको खत्म कर दे। लेकिन पब्लिक को गुमराह करने के लिए इस तरह का बयान दिया जा रहा है। ये जंगल राज वालों से और क्या उम्मीद हो सकती है?
ये अभी से लोगों को भ्रमित कर रहे हैं। वक्फ बोर्ड का बिल विधानसभा में पास होता है क्या? वक्फ बोर्ड का बिल संसद में पास होता है और संसद में एक भारी बहुमत से पास हुआ है। अगर इसके ऊपर वो झूठ बोल रहे हैं तो इसका मतलब समझिए ये कितना झूठ बोलेंगे। अपनी जो भी क्षमता है, जो बिहार विधानसभा के द्वारा जो होता है उसकी बात करिए। आप पीछे जब सरकार में थे तो अपराधियों का राज था, आज भी आप कहते हैं शहाबुद्दीन की जय। अब शहाबुद्दीन की जय बोलने वाला बिहार का कितना बड़ा दुश्मन है, ये बिहार का बच्चा जानता है।
What Imran Pratapgarhi of the Congress party is saying on this, and then we come back and tell you what is really happening in battleground Bihar 10 days before the first phase.
इमरान प्रतापगढ़ी है। इमरान जी, जिस तरीके से कैंडिडेट अनाउंस हुए हैं, कांग्रेस में टॉप लीडरशिप बिहार में है। कहा जा रहा है पार्टी में इंटरनल रिफ्ट है, कई लोग नाराज चल रहे हैं जिस तरह से टिकट डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन हुआ है। कैसे देख रहे हैं आप इस पूरे मामले?
नहीं, किसने कहा आपसे रिफ्ट है? टिकट किसी एक व्यक्ति को मिलना होता है, जाहिर सी बात है। बाकी जो उम्मीदवार होते हैं उनमें थोड़ा तो गुस्सा नाराजगी होती है, लेकिन पूरी हमारी केंद्रीय हमारा जो नेतृत्व है वो लगातार यहाँ पर है। के.सी. वेणुगोपाल जी यहाँ पर हैं, अजय माकन जी यहाँ पर हैं, अशोक गहलोत जी यहाँ पर हैं। आपने देखा हमारी संयुक्त पीसी हुई, हमारे जिलेवार हमारे संयुक्त जो महागठबंधन के सारे साथी हैं वो एक साथ बैठ रहे हैं। तो कोई रिफ्ट नहीं है। रिफ्ट दरअसल एनडीए में है। संजय झा और उपेंद्र कुशवाहा के बयान उठा करके देखिए, वो यही परेशान है कि नीतीश कुमार जी को मुख्यमंत्री अब तक भाजपा क्यों नहीं मान रही है, क्यों नहीं चेहरा घोषित कर रही। हमारा तो मुख्यमंत्री का भी चेहरा घोषित हो चुका है।
लेकिन कहा जा रहा है कि जिस तरीके से आपकी पार्टी में मुस्लिम कैंडिडेट को वाइस डिप्टी सीएम के लिए नहीं अनाउंस किया गया, सिर्फ मुसलमानों के वोट चाहते हैं इंडिया अलायंस के लोग। चिराग और जेडीयू बीजेपी सब सवाल खड़े कर रहे हैं।
हाँ, चिराग और जेडीयू सबसे ज्यादा सवाल खड़ा कर रही है। तो चिराग और जेडीयू से पूछना है कि जब एनआरसी सीए में कहां खड़े थे? उनसे मेरा सवाल है कि अभी जब वक्फ का बिल आया था तो भाजपा को वोट क्यों दे रही थी? उनकी पार्टी सपोर्ट क्यों दे रही थी? महागठबंधन इंडिया अलायंस तो एकजुट होकर के उस बिल के खिलाफ खड़ा था। रात के 3 बजे सोनिया गांधी जी हाउस के अंदर मौजूद थी, रात के 2:30 बजे राहुल गांधी जी मौजूद थे। तो मुझे लगता है कि ये चिराग जी का बयान और नीतीश जी का ट्वीट ये बताता है कि इंडिया गठबंधन सत्ता की रेस से बाहर हो चुका है।
Dhananjay Giri of the BJP, Karuna Sagar of the Congress, Tehseen Poonawalla, political analyst, Sanjeev Srivastava, political analyst, with me on the broadcast. Thank you so much, all of you, for being a part of this. Well, it started off as about jobs, growth, aspirations of young Biharis. We are now talking about the Waqf Act. Tehseen Poonawalla, for all the talk about protecting constitution, even now you heard the sound bites. You had all of the opposition members talking about protecting constitution, and the first thing they said कि बस वक्फ को हम सबसे पहले फाड़ देंगे जैसे ही पार्टी आएगी पावर में।
Good evening, Gauri. Thank you so much for having me on the show. Good evening to all my fellow panelists and to all the ADT viewers. And at the onset, many congratulations for the wonderful program in Kashmir. May you have more success. There are two aspects to this issues that I want to raise. Look, obviously this is rhetoric. A law passed by the union government cannot be thrown away by the state government. What you can do is you could have certain amendments in the amendment that was done in 2024 law at the 2025 session. And that too will then go to the Honorable President of India. It won't even go to the governor, as this is in the concurrent list. And the Honorable President of India will not sign it. We know it, and that's the way it's going to play out. What I think we need to do, and I think this is a little tad unfair criticism of the RJD, is why is only when it comes to asking for a community, in this case the Muslim, it seems as communal politics. For example, the BJP, have they not given a majority of their 49 tickets out of the 101 to people in the forward caste? They take care of their voters. I think the problem that's
So this is not ticket distribution, Tehseen. This is about.
I agree.
This is not ticket distribution.
So I'm coming to that. I know. I'm coming to that. I'll connect the two. I know what the topic is. I think what's happened is because there have been prominently some sections of the Muslim society that have felt that the number of tickets given to the Muslims have been less in the alliance combination. They haven't got, and as you said in your introduction, the ticket as per their percentage, whereas most other factions have got more tickets. For example, in the Yadav Muslim combination, the Yadavs have got a lot more percentage of tickets than the Muslims have, or even within the Congress faction. I think this is the fear that the Muslims don't vote somebody else. This announcement is made. But my advice is Muslims would like jobs, would like development. The enemy of the poor Muslim is the same as the enemy of the poor Hindu. Lack of jobs, lack of opportunity, and Nitish Kumar ji and BJP's failure in Bihar.
Okay.
And that's what you should focus on.
So we talk about jobs, we talk about constitution, we talk about development, and then we talk about हम आएंगे power में तो वक्फ act फाड़ देंगे. This is what it is. I think this is damage control after 48 hours after realizing that they have faced massive backlash for not projecting a Muslim face as a deputy chief minister. 2% of the Malaha community gets representation, 18% doesn't get representation. This is damage control, Sanjeev Srivastava, that RJD is doing.
Well, maybe it is damage control, and most likely it is. But also, Gauri, out of, I don't know how long was Tejaswi's speech in this public rally. So to pick up one sentence and then play on that, of course, it suits Tejasvi also, it suits NDA also, because it helps polarize the election, it helps consolidate the India bloc's vote, the minority vote, it again focuses on Hindu-Muslim issues. So it is a kind of thing which is pat for everyone concerned. It is not that Tejasvi must have spoken about jobs, unemployment, everything, other issues which he has been raising. But it's a good fodder for newsmakers also, for politicians also.
No, but this
So
is
it
not
has been
fodder.
big.
Sanjeev Srivastava, this is not fodder. This is something far more than that. Look at the optics. This is the cadre being told that हम आ जाएंगे तो चिंता मत करो, हम एक्ट भी फाड़ के फेंक देंगे.
अरे गौरी जी, वही तो मैं कह रहा हूँ, दिस इज ऑप्टिक्स. ना वो फाड़ के फेंक सकते हैं, ना कुछ कर सकते हैं. तो जस्ट लाइक व्हाट तहसीन वाज सेइंग, इट इज अगेन rhetoric or chest thumping on an issue. So it's fine. I do understand that which constituency Tejasvi was trying to reach out to. But more than that, it suits the BJP, frankly. It consolidates their vote. So they can also tom.
No, but RJD is not doing it for BJP, right? Tejasvi Yadav is not saying anything for BJP, right?
BJP will pick up this issue to consolidate the Hindu votes. So it is the same. It is an attempt to polarize elections. Or it was not an attempt to polarize elections, but now it will ultimately become an issue through which election can be polarized. But that happens in every election after election, state after state. There will be issues which will come up. Some due to, I would say, some due to lack of sufficient foresight or thinking done on behalf of the opposition leaders. Some because of the extra smartness of the BJP, and then they have.
So for all the talk about young Biharis should not migrate. So for all the talk about young Biharis should not migrate and should get jobs, there should be karkhanas, there should be industries. It comes back to polarizing. That's what it does, doesn't it? Sanjeev Srivastava.
I don't think so. I think this issue will also die down in a day or two because everything has a shelf life. So unless Tejasvi says again something which can be picked up by BJP, or vice versa, that is what happens. But issues every day change in an election campaign. So yes, it's the topic of the day because, like I said, Gauri, Tejasvi has spoken one sentence on this, or maybe two.
On one sentence, his cadre has also spoken. Sanjeev Srivastava, his cadre has also spoken. But let's get a response. Let's get a response from Dhananjay Giri also on this. Let's get a response on this from Dhananjay Giri. I'm going to come back to you, Sanjeev. Yeah.
Sure.
Dhananjay Giri, respond to this.
See, Gauri, as far as Tejasvi is concerned, he can say anything because he does not know. He is trying to every mean he is trying to come into the power because he is nowhere in the election. Because people of Bihar knows that earlier Jangal Raj and Tejasvi how incompetent. Now the state of Bihar, everybody knows because he has no idea about supremacy of power of central government in the state. Work issue is a matter of concurrent list, but it is the basic fund of constitution that supremacy of central government must be had on a state regarding concurrent list issue. But it doesn't mean for Tejasvi. Tejasvi can tell anything just to appease the people, just to tell them. Told earlier, is the very fact that he just want to make a damage control. One community by others that
Dhananjay Giri, I'm going to fix that line. That's a little patchy. I'm going to connect that better. Karuna Sagar, your leader Rashid Alvi has in fact spoken on it, and I come back to what we started this discussion with, which is the damage control that the RJD is now being forced to do. Let's put that out right now. Rashid Alvi has said that Muslims are compelled to strengthen the opposition to oust the BJP. A Muslim should definitely become the deputy chief minister in Bihar. They have 19% of the vote. How can that be ignored? Let's play that soundbite out and then we come back and talk more on this.
मुसलमान की मजबूरी है कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी को हटाने के लिए अपोजिशन को मजबूत करे और ताकतवर करे। ये जिम्मेदारी इंडिया की है कि जिस ताकत के साथ मुसलमान उनके साथ खड़ा है उसको इज्जत दें। बिहार के अंदर निश्चित तौर से एक मुस्लिम डिप्टी चीफ मिनिस्टर बनना ही चाहिए। 19% वोट है और वो 99% इंडिया के साथ खड़ा है, उसको कैसे नजरअंदाज किया जा सकता है?
Tehseen Poonawalla, it comes down to just that they are 19% of the population. You can't ignore them. You ignored them by not giving a deputy chief minister a face. So this is all that is happening as damage control.
To an extent, what Sanjeev ji said, I agree with that. It is damage control. And look, I think that this idea and what I was trying to say in the first segment is when a Muslim want representation, why is it seen as communal or not correct? Ultimately, Muslims are looking at supporting this alliance. So if Muslim wants proportional representation in ticket distribution, wants to get constitutional posts, I think that should be accepted. If you do want the Muslim vote, which I think is the right thing to do, why should they not have encouraged to go forward? So I think it does what Muslims are aspirational. I think this announcement for the Waqf has only come out because there is a fear that the Muslims are a little upset for not getting proportional representation or being announced as a deputy chief minister. And I think therefore this is damage control. But listen, again, two parts. Sanjeev ji is right. One, this will play on to the BJP's hands. Two, I don't think we have to be defensive about Muslim voting.
But I don't think Tejasvi is trying to strengthen BJP's hand, right? He's trying to address to his own core audience.
What happens? Yeah, but you know what happens is because the politics has changed, but a lot of politicians haven't changed with times. What happens is the same formula. You haven't understood how good a machinery BJP is at changing and creating situations. The BJP is phenomenal. Any polarization tends to benefit the BJP. That's just data after data after data. You may think it benefits you, but it doesn't. Therefore, you must be very clear on what you said, but at the same time, not be defensive. You must ask for Muslim proportionate representation. And if Muslims are asking for it, I think there's nothing wrong as long as...
Then let's get a response from Karuna Sagar. He's been waiting. Karuna Sagar, respond to that. Tehseen Poonawalla is saying that election data shows that polarizing helps BJP. But the Congress is the one which is saying that there must be a Muslim deputy chief minister.
Well, good evening to you, Gauri, and to your viewers and my fellow panelists. And today is the second day of the very famous Chhath festival for us Biharis. And through you, I wish all my fellow Biharis and anybody else who is doing the Chhath Puja. Now, first let me get with this Waqf thing. You know, Waqf, when it was brought, the BJP said, the government said that it is to bring in transparency in the functioning of the Waqf properties. But Gauri is not about transparency. It's about stripping a minority of its constitutional rights by forcing non-Muslims into Waqf boards, handing powers to collectors, and abolishing Waqf by users. The government has undermined religious freedom, property rights, and centuries of cultural heritage. Even the Supreme Court has stayed this draconian
It has only stayed several provisions. But that doesn't mean that we can throw away the act and throw it in the dustbin, right? But yeah.
And the Congress stand is that this act is divisive, discriminatory, and must be rolled back. And that's why even the Supreme Court has kept those three provisions which are more harmful to the interests of the minorities, and let the judgment about those come.
No, the act is still there. Only several provisions have been stayed. But does that mean that the dog whistle politics that should continue, which is that हम आएंगे power में तो हम act फाड़ देंगे?
You see, I wonder, BJP, out of 101 seats they are contesting in Bihar, they have not given a single seat to a minority. But last 2-3 days, you were listening the entire BJP machinery, because you know they have a system where once the signal is given by the leadership, the entire IT machinery, the entire BJP machinery will get into action, was saying that why we have not announced a deputy chief minister from the Muslim community. Now, when the BJP became so concerned about Muslims, in fact, they have been talking about this 80-20 business. Their effort is to de-enfranchise the Muslims and make them in the fringes of the parliamentary democracy.
Dhananjay Giri, respond to that. respond to that in the NDA, 4 seats have been given by the JDU, 4 tickets. LJP has given 1, BJP hasn't given any.
Yeah, we have not given any. So what is this? We are fighting on 240 seats. We are NDA, and our alliance partner, whoso gets seat, wherever we feel that here you should give it.
No, the question is, the Congress is saying that आप बोले जा रहे हो, but आप तो you are not giving any representation to Muslims. That's the question that Congress is asking and leveling the charge.
See, we want the Muslims should be in the main dhara, mukhya dhara of the ideology of India. We are connecting Muslims with the nation, and they are discriminating. They are saying that what fight is going on between AIMIM and Congress and this. The AIMIM first of all asked na कि किसको मिलेगा लड्डू किसको कद्दू. They started. मान या न मान तू है मेरा मुसलमान. So this quarrel, this fight is going on, especially कि Muslim is above the mulk. मुसलमान मुल्क से ऊपर है. They are above the constitution. There is a special constitution, a special provision for them, a special everything for them, especially this, that, a special power. The work can say any land is mine.
Sorry, can I come in?
That's why Congress in the north dot.
Garuda Sagar, respond to what respond to the BJP spokesperson.
Gauri, let me.
Constitution की बात करते हैं. Constitution से ऊपर नहीं है कोई.
Gauri,
That's what the BJP is saying.
BJP is
Gauri, let me complete. I quietly listen everybody. Quietly listen everybody.
Not fielding a
And my fellow
Mr. Giri, I'm going to give you a chance. Let Karna Sagar come in for 30 seconds. I'm going to give you a chance. Yeah.
See, by not fielding a single Muslim candidate, and in the parliament election, in the entire BJP list, there was just one Muslim from Kerala. So by disenfranchising, not allowing them to participate in the parliamentary democracy is meant to believe in adult suffrage and one vote for everybody. And unless a community participates wholeheartedly in the process of the democracy, how will it get its share of the pie? So the
BJP says that because a particular community doesn't vote for us, we are not going to extend any tickets to them. Our alliance partners can do so because they feel JDU has done for 4, LJP has done for 1. But that is not the point. Let me come back to the other point which I started this and get in both Tehsil as well as Sanjeev on this, which is the aspect about the Muslim Deputy Chief Minister. The Congress has once again raised this issue, saying that there must be representation. Why is it that there is not a Muslim face when it comes to Deputy Chief Minister? Sanjeev, respond to that. Does that show the cracks within the alliance? You can say that, of course, RJD is trying to do some damage control by saying हम वक्फ एक्ट का सारा फाड़ के फेंक देंगे. But that isn't enough. The Congress party realizes that isn't enough.
See, it is a classic case of alliance partners trying to move in different directions, but the end goal is the same. Mahagathbandhan wants to win elections. They know announcing a Muslim face will again lead to the same BJP which is talking today as why the Mahagathbandhan has not declared a Muslim face as Deputy CM. Once it will be declared, they will play it the other way. Then again it will become a...
Sanjeev, I just played out the Congress leaders bite. Rashid Alvi said कि 19% अगर आबादी है तो होना चाहिए Deputy Chief Minister.
So it is a classic case, no? I said of hunting with the hare and running with the hound. Hunting with the hound and running with the hare. So one side can say something, other side can say something. They want to reach out to the Muslim votes, but at the same time, their attempt is not to make this an issue which the BJP can capitalize on. And I'm sure all of us understand this bit of bariki in politics. Ultimately, how things will shape up on the Hindu-Muslim issue or this politics will be decided by, like Tehsil was saying, because the BJP machinery is that much more powerful and smart. So ultimately, and then the entire ecosystem will start trumpeting the same issue. So it will become an issue. Willy-nilly, sooner or later, whether they announce a Muslim as Deputy CM or not, the polarization angle will start dominating the narrative.
I need to wrap this, but Tehsil Poonawalla, 30 seconds, let me ask you this, which is the whole charge about Gundagardi, Jungle Raj, all of that comes back. Do you think these acts, when you tell your cadre and when you exhort your cadre to go ahead and tear up union acts, further puts that entire argument into focus, that RJD, and when you talk about the Gundagaj and the Gundagardi, actually comes to light?
So, Gauri, even if symbolically somebody tears up a paper, the act doesn't go away. I mean, that's a whole process, and we all know that. But what is this Jungle Raj against RJD and this put across? Bridge falling down, rats apparently eating, rats drinking alcohol, highest crime rate of murders in Bihar, NCRB data, highest murders in hospitals, NCRB data, everyday kidnapping on Patna streets. This is not Jungle Raj. So look, end of the day, the people of Bihar want a change from Nitish ji and BJP. But please don't take Muslims for granted. Muslims are also citizens of this country. And don't try to, as Sanjeev ji said, run with the hare, hunt with the hound. Please treat Muslims as equals, as partners. Don't give us a junjuna. We understand you can't.
Who is giving the junjana is the real question.
Right.
I'm going to leave it there. Gentlemen,
the
I'm
point.
completely out of time, and that pretty much seems the story as far as the Bihar campaign trail is also concerned. 10 days to go, completely out of time. Who is giving whom the junjana is the clear question. Many say RJD doing damage control, coming up with these optics. Is it enough? Is the larger question. I'm going to wrap this up right here. Thanks so much for watching this edition of Sunday Prime.